You find yourselves in and around a tavern. The air is a bit musty and clearly smells of ales and fresh bread. The floor is caked with dirt of countless feet. The tavern is on the Trades Road, which, as the name implies, is a major road used by merchants and adventurers alike to get from city to city. The occupants of the tavern seem to be chatting boisterously to one another. If there are any actions you'd like to take, you can do them. You're not an initiative, which means you guys can move around freely.
Okay. Well, it seems like I'm outside. I think I'm probably gonna go inside.
Ditto. Yep. I'm creeping around outside. I guess I'll go in and see people.
I'm gonna go right here. Oh no. Oops. Here. Haha. And not be a bumbling idiot on the table. And I'm gonna chill and watch around and look at people.
Okay.
I'm just gonna move to this little table and sit down so I'm not standing awkwardly.
Okay.
Stand awkwardly by the bar.
Say it, my elf will stand really awkwardly in the middle of everything, just staring around wide-eyed.
Right beside me?
Wow!
I noticed you close.
Hello.
Awesome. Alright, it seems...
You're not a fan of sitting. You can get caught sitting on your butt.
Alright, I'm gonna edit one thing so you guys can see each other's nameplates. You were specifically just kind of listening to people talk?
Yeah, I'm listening to people and I'm looking at people, but trying to... I'm good at not really letting them know. I'm just being quiet. I don't know.
Okay. The occupants seem to be kind of just chatting. It's evening right now, so everybody seems to be kind of winding down their evenings. There's a couple of guys over here who seem to be brandishing swords and talking to one another. The guys over here are kind of elderly men. They seem to be outfitted entirely in regal garb. They in particular seem to be chatting excitedly, and you catch a bit of a phrase of, "Oh, well, that shipment was absolutely fantastic. We should continue that." You can't hear much else.
That's interesting.
All right, I'm trying to awkwardly preach to people at the bar, telling them that they shouldn't be drinking.
Okay.
These regal guys, and I move over to the other end of the bar.
Alright. And the closest person you can see is drinking is probably this guard here, Teague. The lady closest to you is a barmaid, and she is carrying alcohol, but she doesn't appear to be drinking any.
I'm gonna stay right where I am because I don't like being too close to people.
Right.
So I'm just gonna chill and kind of like casually watch T's character preach from the corner.
Okay. And Teague, as you're approaching the guard, he seems to notice you walking to him with a determined stride, and he's just looking over his shoulder at you. What do you want?
Well, excuse me, sir, but have you heard about the Lord of the Light, Muhammad?
I've heard of him.
One of his tenets of health is that we should not drink too much, and I think you drink at least a beer and a half.
Well, see, too much is very dependent on the man and his abilities. Can I buy you a drink?
I'm sorry, but that would go against the tenets of my faith. I must stay at my proper alertness at every...
His eyes are kind of glazing over, and he's just staring at the bartender now, like...
She just lapses into some sort of prayer for his soul for like 10 minutes.
Alright. Anybody else like to do anything?
Yeah, I noticed this little exchange going on at the other end of the bar and start eyeing the guard. Sneaking over a little closer so I can hear better.
Okay. Oh yeah, Nice.
And then I am going to be a pleb and go down and sit right here. And
Okay. Alright.
Snippets of going to bed early, make sure to eat all of your red meat, tired in the morning, so on and so forth.
The guard seems to be looking down the bar. He notices, in particular, Ada, kind of looking over at him. Hello?
Hello.
Are you with her? He's pointing at, Teague's face, just openly.
Oh,
Good.
no.
Thank you for flashing your butt, by the way.
So, how are you doing? I just kind of slide right on over to him. All sweetly.
I'm doing good. You don't have a god, do you?
Me? Oh, no. I was just, you know, hanging out, wondering if I could get a drink. I seem to have misplaced my purse, though.
Oh, well, don't worry, I'm always happy to help out a lady in need.
Really wonderful.
Absolutely. Barkeep!
Barkeep.
Whatever the lady would like.
Clearly, I am not getting through to you two, so maybe you
Just
can
an ale is fine.
scrolls. She just hands you scrolls written in Draconic.
And I
Pockets
this
them.
awkward sexual encounter and move slightly away. I don't need to put up with this. I'm a barbarian. It's romance.
So I wander over to this individual sitting at the table, and I'm like, "Hi, what do you eat? What are you drinking? Is it very interesting? Is it good? Should I try it?"
Try it. Sit down. Sit down with me. Keep me company.
Oh boy, happy to. And as I stand on the table, apparently.
Quick question. The people that were talking about the shipment, where were they again?
They are sitting in the corner here.
Interesting. Okay. I guess I'm a little out of date. Being a half-elf, would I have somewhat decent hearing then? Or...
You did hear them talking a little bit, but, you have to roll perception if you want to, like, really properly listen in to everything they're saying.
Alright.
What kind of character are you, Mika?
I'm a full elf ranger.
Okay, so I turn to her with a smile, with my drink in the hand, and I'm just like, "So, you seem very chipper. What are you doing here?"
Well, I'm actually, it's a long story, but I've recently come from some of the great forests where I've been learning and traveling, and I decided that it was time for me to see the rest of the world. So here I am, in the world, seeing it. It's very exciting.
Oh, you're very cute. Oh, have a drink.
Oh, I've never had a drink. Okay.
Oh, you like this, trust me.
Well, I mean, I've drank water, and I've drank dew from leaves, but I've never had, like, a drink.
I hear this and I get intrigued because I want to see her drink her first alcohol, and I move over to the table and say, "I'm gonna buy you your first drink."
Everyone here is so nice.
I call over to the barmaid and have her wander over to bring us our drinks.
Okay. Hello, what would you like?
I don't know, what would I like?
What's the strongest thing you have?
I have a fire whiskey here, that is about 50 silver.
Alright, I'll take it for this lady here.
Okay, absolutely. She hands you a glass. It seems kind of like what you'd see as a whiskey glass, but it seems to be filled with incredibly bright liquid.
Drink. I want to see this. This is fun.
Everyone is being so kind to me. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Throw it back. Just throw it back, dear.
Like, all at once? Really?
All of it. Let's see how.
Okay. So she'll do it. She's a sweet little babby, so she will drink.
It'll be fun.
Coughing and sputtering the whole time. Pounding her little chest. Well, that was... Ooh, that was, bracing. That was bracing.
How do you feel now?
Warm. Very warm.
I bet.
That's good.
You should just, like, rest a little bit, and then have another, and then later you're gonna feel really good, okay? It's really good.
Thank you so much for being such a kind guide.
I'm getting bored with this guard. My attention starts to shift.
Okay.
Oh my.
Let's see.
I peek over into the corner and I see those two people and I notice them. I wonder what they're doing.
Okay. So, are you going to wander over or just kind of chill with the group right now?
We're just gonna kind of chill with the group and make glances over to see if I notice anything interesting, anything sketchy about them.
Okay. Nothing sketchy, just kind of old guys in really rich garb. They don't seem to be drinking too much, but you can't find anything noteworthy otherwise.
Alright.
Alright, Nessie's gonna go over to the people brandishing the swords and tell them violence isn't the answer.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright, as you approach, you notice that these guys are kind of like just drunkenly waving swords at one another. They don't seem angry. They seem to be talking about something, but they're just kind of waving swords at each other. You get the idea that they're probably just friends being drunk and trying to have a drunk fight.
Alright, then I'll just tell them that they shouldn't be drunkenly waving swords inside. That's outside of behavior.
It's dangerous.
Use your indoor swords, please.
All swords in this establishment must be wooden.
Yeah. Oh my.
Alright, the guard nearest you is kind of just wavering on his feet. You! Who do you think would beat who? I would beat him, right? Yeah, I'd beat him. Everybody, you will notice...
What kind of behavior prove?
That I could beat him. I mean, it's kind of like self-explanatory. I could just like, pow.
Well, you see that table of very nice ladies over there? You shouldn't be brandishing swords next to them. At least go outside.
There's ladies here.
What if cut them? There's certain things I can mend. I can't mend deep.
I mean, if
Notice that they're flailing their swords around and be excited because I'm a barbarian, and then I run over
okay,
and I wonder what's going on.
great. The guard who is speaking to Teague is the fella right here, and he's still kind of wavering on his feet now, looking at you, Astrid, Arwen. Oh. Speak of the ladies. I mean the devil. I mean the ladies. Hi. He's just kind of like awkwardly leaning on the wall.
So you think you can beat up each other in a fight, eh? Do you think you can beat me up in a fight?
Oh, I don't hate women. I could fight him though. He's pointing his brother, and upon closer inspection, you both realize the guy is not actually waving his sword. He's kind of just leaning against the wall unconscious.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
I'm really sorry.
So, I'm gonna do something a little interesting. I'm gonna call over the barmaid and I'm gonna ask her to bring the cheapest drink. And I am going to buy it and I'm going to dump it over his head to wake him up.
Okay. So, barmaid wanders over. She tells you it's a few copper, about 5 copper for the cheapest drink. Hands it to you, walks off.
Watered down beer.
Alright, so you're dumping it over his head?
Yep.
Alright, you raise the flagon over his head, just dump the entire contents. The guy just like kind of starts shivering.
Wake up.
Hello. This is not my bed.
No, it's not. You're definitely not home.
Alright. That's unpleasant. That's my brother. Okay. I'm gonna go.
Oh, I was hoping for a fight.
Your father does say he will beat you. Does he beat you at home?
And mostly in public.
Even better.
Everybody in the bar, you will hear that some sort of crackling sound has started. Not like a fire crackle, more like an electricity crackle. I'd like everybody to roll perception checks.